Welcome to the channel. I'm here to explain to you how to approach the full version of MultiVersus. The game launched today, and of course the game feels different than it did once before, and so I want to pretty much point out the key differences and pretty much try to help you guys put your game plan together or excel at the game. So first and foremost, as y'all know, the speed is different. Now, in my opinion, the better player you are, the faster you can make the game. If you watched my matches with Void, we were moving, right? And so just because something isn't lightning fast doesn't necessarily make that a negative, right? In my honest opinion, before, it was like trying to play where you're preemptively always doing attacks, because at the end of the day, people's mobility, like character mobility, was super duper duper high. So because of that, you're able to kind of just zip around everywhere. Zip, 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 right? And so because of that, it's very hard to hit people, let alone you don't really have too much whiff lag on things. And so what I think makes a good fighting game not only is how the game feels to move around with, but of course accompanied with actual neutral play, whiff lag, and of course combos. Everybody loves combos, right? They feel great. So in the grand scheme of things, right, if I do an option that has lag and I miss my opponent, I should be able to get hit. Yes or no? Correct. You are able to do that now to a lot of moves and to all of the characters in the game. You still can play a bit preemptive where you put out a move anticipating your opponent to do an action. Let's say you think Shaggy is going to do a jump and do his forward aerial attack, right? You can put out the umbrella as Gizmo if you make that guess that they're going to do that and hit them before they even get a chance to set up that option to put it out in the first place. Now, let's say he does the move and he charges it and he misses, right? There's a brief period of time where you're actually able to just straight up hit him for doing so. It's very dependent on the move and dependent on your character. With Gizmo, on top of my head, I can use umbrella, I can use forward air, I can use arrow, and those are just three options, right? Now, if I'm above Shaggy, of course, I would be able to dare him too. But your moves have consequences if you miss them now, meaning you now have to play the game with the intention of trying to hit your opponent while also trying to remain safe. However, that is the beauty of fighting games. When you take those risks, you either prevail or you fail and you get punished for it. And that is the dynamic essentially of what fighting games are supposed to be. And I feel like it really does show its colors in MultiVersus now, and I love that about the game. Your moves and your intentions all have much more meaning than they did before, which is why I was so critical when I said I can't wait to see who's really good at the game. Now, with the introduction of parry, this adds a layer to gameplay with 50-50s. Check this out. If I pop Shaggy up, right? And this game has aerial parrying also, not just on the ground. And I jump at Shaggy in this state. Shaggy may be afraid or he may be confident and he thinks, okay, Gizmo's going to follow up with an upward aerial attack. Let me time it and react so that I press neutral air dodge at the right time so I freeze Gizmo and punish him for doing that. Let's say Shaggy is successful at doing that. Do you know what that does? That makes it so that now me, the Gizmo player, when I have my opponent in these situations, that's not a guaranteed combo, but I do have him in a situation where I can't follow up, I might have to second guess doing that attack, because if my opponent is good at parrying, I will get punished for that. And I don't want to get punished for being aggressive. Now I can also use this to my benefit, where if I knock them up and I decide to sit under them to try to punish them and they think I'm going to throw an attack, I do nothing. This makes it so that they input parry, I wait, and then I hit them at the end. This creates a situation of either you're reacting to the opponent or you're taking a guess on a 50-50 situation, right? So keep that in mind. Even on the ground, it's the same thing. If you know that I'm going to approach you like this, you could try to parry it, or I could jump at you, do nothing, make you think I'm going to do that, but I don't. You initiate a parry, and I still hit you. And it doesn't have to just be parry. If you read that your opponent, when you run at them, they like to roll behind you, run at them, wait, turn around, hit them. You can punish them. And that, in my opinion, is some of the most important stuff that you need to understand when playing this game. Now, in neutral is not all about just doing boost jumps over and over, because once you do 2 of them, you are now in a state where your rolls are worse, your air dodges are worse, your roll attacks don't look like that. When you're burnt out, this is what a roll attack looks like. Terrible, right? You become a much worse character and you have no invincibility on any of these dodges, meaning even if you input them, you will get hit. It is a terrible state to be in, and of course, you lose your ability to boost jump for momentum. Boost jumping is more of a resource now. Keep that in mind. I'm going to repeat that. Boost jumping is more of a resource now. If you want to boost jump, you want to do this for, I want to say, 3 reasons. Reason number 1, I'm nice at the game, meaning I want to be aggressive as hell. I feel like I have the read on my opponent. I'm going to boost jump in and hit my opponent because I believe I'm going to get rewarded for doing that. And even if I miss, I feel like I can play so much better that I can remain safe. Cool. The next reason why you would want to boost jump. Now let me go ahead and build my meter back up just by hitting him while I'm burnt out. The next reason you want to boost jump. If you're in a situation where your opponent is bodying you and you want to disengage from the situation entirely, you can use this to escape your opponent, right? Keep that in mind. The next reason you want to boost jump, guarantee combos. You see how I was able to get that? I had to sacrifice some meter in order to secure that kill or secure that follow-up or to start that combo. But I'm able to get that because I have meter and I'm being aware of how much meter I have in the first place. Let's try that same follow-up without boost jumping. Notice how I cannot move like that to catch him. I can't do that. So therefore, because I can't do that, it's a wrap for me and that whole confirm. That's the difference between securing easy damage or, of course, being able to secure the kill in the first place that might win you that tournament set, or even if you're a casual player, just might win you that set against your homies. You know what I'm saying? Bragging rights. So with that being said, you still have the option to remain mobile with boost jump. You just can't throw it out over and over and over. Because remember, back in the day, you could just do it over and over and over and over and over and over. And even if you didn't have meter, didn't matter. There was no true consequence to it because you could still just do it over and over and over and over and over. Now, let's actually look at what the game looks like without boost jumping, right? You want to mix that in with your general movement, but you're going to find yourself either dash dancing or, of course, pacing back and forth, trying to feel out your opponent, right? If I'm doing this, and let's imagine that Shaggy's doing the same thing, that means we're waiting for one of us to strike. Think Street Fighter, or maybe some other platform fighters where they do dash dancing, but of course you're not just going out crazy like this. You're kind of just pacing softly back and forth, right? So let's say Shaggy comes in with a dash attack. If I'm already doing this and I notice that he's trying to charge at me, I'm just going to hold this way. I know the spacing of how far that move will go. I sit right outside that spacing and I attack. Or if I want to put on a normal attack right here, peep game. He's going to keep doing this. See how I just walk out? I'm pacing. I walk out. I go back in with a dash attack. I'm pacing. I know exactly how to space myself. I punish him. This rewards you for being able to play what we call footsies. And I know what you're thinking. Isn't that a traditional fighter thing? You can do it in platform fighters too. And you're able to get rewarded for doing that and being good at it. Now, if you want to mix in some flavor and you feel like, well, shit, this guy just did that move, but I'm far away. You can throw in a boost jump towards them to get to them faster to punish them if you are far away. And that's just one Shaggy move, by the way. This is why characters like Jason, while they look really strong, you have to remember he can't run. He's pretty slow. He has startup on all his moves and he has end lag on his moves too. That means if I am good at playing footsies, I can win neutral against Jason fairly often. And all it takes is for me to hit him up once to continue to pretty much set up to combo him for as much as possible. Again, intention, patience, and execution are all very, very important in this game. And so you're going to want to make sure that that is how you're kind of looking at the game in a sense when it comes to actually playing it. And the game change monitors, I have no idea why, sorry. But I'm going to go ahead and fix that. But do you guys understand, like, what I'm saying? Hopefully this is helpful for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's helpful. That's all that matters to me. But you kind of feel what I'm saying, right? When it comes down to it, you just want to make sure you're positioning yourself right and understanding why you're supposed to be doing certain things in neutral altogether. Oh, hold on. Let me close the door. Ugh. Ugh. Right. So instead of thinking like, oh, the game is about just how fast I can move 24/7 always, no. If you watch the way Void and I were playing earlier, you would see how we kind of, I guess, weave our boost jumps into our general movement, right? And our ability to track people. Because disadvantage is really important in this game. When someone is in disadvantage, meaning they're above you especially, it's a bad situation. Because you're able to get under them and juggle them and pressure them. You want to hit them out of their double jumps. You want to hit them out of their air dodges. And you want to just kind of blow all their resources, right? So you can continue to just juggle them, and apply damage. Because even if you don't get the kill, just because you're able to apply that much pressure, you can put them in situations where they can't recover. And so they just die because they don't have resources. Or even if they land, with the introduction of dash attacks, you can actually catch their landing. You can attack the spot where they're going to land and actually just hit them, or boost jump in and throw out an option to catch them as well. And you know, that's, I want to say, the beauty of this iteration of the game. And I'm gonna say it again: intention, execution, and your ability to decision make are all going to be super duper important when it comes to how you play this game. But you cannot simply just do this over and over and over, because you're going to turn yourself into a worse character every single time. Be very aware of how you're using your meter, because look at this. Remember this. Boost jumping is one thing. You need meter to roll attack as well. Look at this combo I can do with Gizmo because I have meter. Watch this. You go, bop, right? And that's all because I have meter. But because I did that, I had to sacrifice meter. If I want to do something called an IAD, if you just notice what I did, I'm doing aerials that close to the ground. That is called an IAD. I have to sacrifice meter to do this, though. I can't just do this for free. I got to sacrifice meter. So your meter is important. It is a resource, and you need to watch yours and your opponents. You feel me? I don't really have anything to give you on controls. I use default controls, and that's that. Also, if the dash attack thing that you asked, so you can literally hold, run, and just press attack and it'll dash attack. Or you can double tap forward and press attack to do a dash attack. That's how I do this. Fair, double tap forward. Oops, sorry, I messed up. Fair, double tap forward, attack. That's how you can literally do a dash attack right after an attack. Is it possible to interrupt your jab string with a dash attack? Like if you're getting hit by a jab string, can you just like input dash attack while you're in the middle of it to try to hit them out of it? That doesn't really happen, no. How do you IAD? I got you right now, homie. So you know how when you, okay, let me try to get really close. It's going to be awkward. So when you roll forward, right? You see that? That's just a typical roll. We all know how to do it. You hold forward and you just hit, you just hit the dodge button, right? To do an IAD, instead of going forward, you hold diagonally up and forward. So, and then you press the roll button. What that does is it allows you to do, oh, I have no meter, so I can't do it. Let me get my meter back. It allows you to do an instant air dash where you can do an aerial this close to the ground. It could be your forward air. It could be your up air. It could be your down air. You get it. just practice it a bit. It's actually not hard to do. But you're able to catch people with this, right? So let's do this for an example. If I wanted to do, let's say, if I wanted to edge guard someone with, I don't know, Gizmo's Dare for some reason, I could just run off stage and do that. Or I could just do jump, do that. Or I can IAD it and try to do this, right? Therefore, I don't have to take a longer time to like jump and put myself in position. I don't have to run off, fall to put myself in position. If they're around this area, I can just IAD off and hit them. You feel me? And that shit is just, one, it's cool. Two, it has its uses. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. And I mean, IAD it's like, you can pretty much do it on like any character, right? So like, you pretty much just pick a character, go crazy. Like if I want to do this on Wonder Woman, y'all know me for this character. Cool. I have my reasons for why this is good. So if I'm playing Wonder Woman, I could do something like that, right? That is a true confirm. Or let's get a little bit more creative, right? Boom, 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 nair, dash attack. That wasn't with an IAD, by the way. I didn't IAD to do that at all. That was just straight up a Wonder Woman combo. But if I wanted to do forward air into IAD nair, I could do that. That's messed up. Boom, boom, 1 second, boom. I just did IAD fair. You get what I'm trying to say though. There you go. And that's just a taste of like how your combo game can expand, whether you incorporate it or not. That's totally up to you. And that's just only a taste of like a few things you could do with the character, yada, yada, etc., etc. And Blitz, thank you for the raid, brother, man. I appreciate that so much. I still rock Whip of Hephaestus. I do not think you will go wrong if you don't use that and you use the combo whip. Just understand that. How do you do the dash attack so close? I just explained that, but I got you right now, Scooby Snacks. Basically, this is a regular dash attack, right? Dead ass, you just run forward, press it. You understand though, if I do dash forward and I attack there, I can still get it. But if I dash forward and immediately press attack, it's going to do a side attack first. That's why you have to let the dash kind of kick in a little bit. Like watch when she does that first like big lunge forward and her feet hit the ground again and I input attack, a dash attack will come out. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, what the fuck? How did you do this and then dash attack instantly after? It doesn't work. This is how you do it, right? Basically what you want to do is you jump, or I'm gonna do nair, right? Jump, double tap forward, press attack. If you guys are all in the game, I want y'all to do this right now. It's instant dash attacks. Do this right now. Help yourself. It's really good. You dash forward twice, press attack. It's so simple. It's like flicking the control stick forward 2 times really quick and pressing attack. That is how you're able to do fair into immediate dash attack. Nair, immediate dash attack. Dare, immediate dash attack. Shit, if you want to do an up air, get that dash attack out right after. You can do that. It's that simple. Works on every character. I'm dead ass. So if you're wondering how that works, that's exactly how that works. I'm losing my voice, but I really do hope this is helpful. For those of y'all that are late, I kind of just broke down how I play the game, how I make decisions when I'm playing the game, and basically the flow of the game now versus what it was before, why I like it so much, and how I find success in it as well.